Hi everyone, Splash here, Thru-Hiking Granny, and while my start date that I had anticipated for the Continental Divide Trail of April 15th has been canceled, the trip hasn't been canceled. I am still deep in planning for this hike, and at such time as the state of New Mexico or any of the other states say that it is okay for us to be there on the trail, and the Continental Divide Trail Coalition says that it's okay for us to be out there on the trail, I will be there. My gear is ready. My resupply boxes are packed. I just need to, make a few different travel arrangements. But it is still going to happen. When I was a Girl Scout, I don't remember ever using a backpacking stove or any kind of backcountry stove. When we did our outings, whether it be canoe camping or backpacking or just car camping, I think we always cooked over a campfire, which at the time was really quite wonderful. But truthfully, when I'm out backpacking now, I almost never have a campfire. Several reasons. One is the possibility of wildfires and the safety of having a fire, and another is that I definitely don't want to have to waste my drinking water for fire suppression. So that brings us to backpacking stoves, backcountry stoves. I made this little video to take you through my history of the stoves that I've used and that I still currently have. I am very, very new to YouTube. I am not new to the backcountry or to adventuring or to traveling in the outdoors. So the first couple of clips show the stoves that I used primarily as a mountaineer, as a glacier climber, as a backcountry adventurer. I did use them when I went backpacking, but mostly they were used for mountaineering. And as such, they are primarily white gas stoves, and the primary function of the stoves in the backcountry at that time was to melt snow to make water. So here we go. This is a stove that I would probably use if I was mountaineering. In 2005, I hiked the Pacific Crest Trail southbound from Canada to Mexico. And while I was preparing for that hike, oh my golly, I found a treasure trove of information about how to lower my backpack weight. You have to know that when I was doing the mountaineering and glacier climbing, that my backpack routinely weighed in over 65 pounds. So to come and find a backpacking base weight that's down below 15 pounds, even pushing close to 10, was unheard of for me, and I was super excited. This is a little wing stove and an Esbit tablet, and This is the cook system that I used for my through hike in 2005 on the Pacific Crest Trail. The stove itself folds up fairly small and it weighs about an ounce. And I believe there is a titanium version that weighs less. It's very inexpensive. And the Esbit tablets, I think when I purchased them in 2005, they were about $6 for a pack of 12. And each tablet weighs about half an ounce. And I was able to cook a dinner and get a hot beverage every evening with one tablet. And in the morning, I could make oatmeal and coffee with half a tablet to a tablet. On the rare occasion when I wasn't able to get a mail drop that had the tablets in it, I would use this tiny little Red Bull alcohol stove that I made because I could burn the blue heat in that. One of the things that I really liked about the Esbits is that I could blow it out if I don't use it all and save it for later. This windscreen is just heavy-duty aluminum foil, and I just pre-cut that and folded it to go into my resupply boxes. The major disadvantage, well, there are a couple of them, to this cook system is that, well, number one, it takes about 10 minutes to heat your water to get it hot enough to cook with, and it's very difficult to light these tablets if it's windy outside. One of the things that I did to get around the wind factor sometimes was to perhaps find some large rocks and create a windbreak around the stove. But there were times where I was just not able to have a hot meal using this cook system. But, the other thing that I really don't like about this cook system is that it leaves a terrible stinky residue on the bottom of your pot that's impossible to get off. So you do need to have some covering for your cook pot to carry it into your pack so you don't get this black sticky mess on everything. These are two homemade alcohol burning stoves that I fashioned out of. This one was made from a couple of Diet Pepsi cans that I found on the side of the road, and this one was made from a Red Bull can that I found on the side of the road. And they burn alcohol, which is this blue heat that you can find in almost any local gas station or town. I almost always on my PCT hikes carried this tiny little Red Bull alcohol burning stove as a backup in case I didn't get a mail drop that had my fuel in it, or if I couldn't find any fuel. You can almost always at a gas station find this liquid heat, which is a gas line antifreeze and water remover. So anyways, let's see how these work. Actually, this heat is a little bit old, so no guarantees how it works. There we go. Well, I've just put alcohol everywhere. Maybe I should move that before I light it. I don't know. Just we'll try it over here, just for safety's sake. Well, I think it needs to be a little bit darker for the demonstration. These are both burning, but you just can't really tell because of the daylight. Another option for trail meals is cold soaking food. I have used this a little bit in the past with some success. This right here is a black bean quinoa salad that I have dehydrated at home. And it's actually served cold, so it works really great for cold soaking. So I will rehydrate this. This is dehydrated hummus, and this rehydrates instantly when you add water, so it doesn't require cold soaking. But I will add water to this, and then we will wait. So now I will put the lid on the cold soak jar, shake it up, and if I was backpacking, I've done this before without the plastic container, just using a Ziploc bag, and it works fine. It's just a little messy. So I thought maybe the actual plastic tub might be a better way to go. All right, we have our black bean quinoa salad, and I've prepared 2 tortillas with hummus, and I will just spoon this out here. And I let these soak for about an hour and a half. I think that's what it required to get the black beans to fully reconstitute. The quinoa itself was much reconstituted much more quickly, but the black beans were still a little bit crunchy after an hour. So there you have it, cold soaked little burritos. Lunch is served. So right now I am preparing to do some lash, which are long beep beep section hikes of the Continental Divide Trail. I plan to take 4 years to do the trail. Of course, our current situation has that on hold temporarily, but my next couple of clips involve the 2 stoves that I'm seriously thinking about using, one or the other, for this for the Continental Divide Trail. One is the BRS canister stove, and the other is the Pocket Rocket. The BRS is a lot lighter than the Pocket Rocket, but as you will see in my efficiency test, it's not as efficient and doesn't boil water quite as fast. So here are those clips. I just received the BRS canister stove in the mail, and I am going to do a little comparison time test to see how it stacks up compared to my Pocket Rocket. It's certainly a lot lighter, so here we go. Started the timer. So the BRS stove boiled 3 cups of water in a 38-degree temperature in 9 minutes 18 seconds. It does seem a little fussy, as I have heard. It's a little spurty, and I did have to completely unscrew the stove and screw it back on as the flame just completely went out mid-heating. So I'm definitely going to test this for about 3 weeks before I make a decision to use whether or not to use this stove or the heavier Pocket Rocket. All right, now I will do the same boil test with the Pocket Rocket versus the BRS stove. 3 cups of water, 38 degrees outside. Let me get the timer set here. And go. Well, the Pocket Rocket definitely won the efficiency test. We have 3 cups of water, 38 degrees outside, and the boil time was 7 minutes 26 seconds with no issues with the stove at all. So I will continue. Thanks for watching. I hope we can all get back out there on the trail really soon. So I wish you all good health and happy trails.